As I always say, this is the time of year that as coaches we get excited about the next couple of weeks, but certainly starting with the Big Ten meet and as we head into the regional and NC2A meet. It's something our top kids always look forward to. The last week or so getting asked questions that, Coach, what are you going to do for the summer? Well, as all of you know, that our summer doesn't start till after the Olympic trials, which is later on in July. But the kids, as I keep repeating, when we go into the locker room this week, it's a different atmosphere. When you add to the competitiveness of the Big Ten championships, and of course our kids are sitting finals this week, so they're under a lot of pressure. But once we get on the road here on Wednesday, all focus, all eyes will be on preparing for the championship. So we're kind of excited about that. Once we leave campus and the pressure of exams are off, it's awesome to see the kids focusing on the actual competition. In terms of the meet, everything we've done so far this year is leading to good competition for us on both sides, on the men and women's side for the Big Ten championships. Preparation's gone really well. We've had a big meet on Friday night at home. The weather cooperated. It was awesome. It was great to see some kids getting onto the bus and earning their spot on the team, and that's something that you always want the last meet of the season, heading into the championship portion of the year. In terms of the meet on the women's side, we believe we've got a great balanced team, good balance between upper class women and some young guns. Certainly the leaders of the program, Kelsey Card, Georgia Ellenwood, Brianna Bauer in the javelin throw, and Gabby Anzalone in distance. So we feel like we've covered a lot of areas where we can score points. And then when you add in some of the young guns, Sarah DeSenza on the distance side is back in the fold. And as you all know, Sarah's been missing from the team for a little bit here. Haley Showalter had a big hammer throw this past weekend, throwing the number 2 hammer in the junior age group, 207 feet plus, a great throw. Currently ranks her 3rd in the Big Ten. Emma Hogden had a great freshman at a great high jump. Shannon Sorensen helping certainly Gabby Anzalone on the distance events. So we feel that we've got a great balance across the board between most events. You go to the men, it's the same. It's the usual suspects led by the upperclassmen, certainly Double Z, Zach Simek. Unsure yet what events he'll compete in, but certainly every time Zach puts on the jersey and we get some big points out of him, as evident by his big points he scored at the indoor meet. Charlie Foss, a senior in the multis, had a great meet this past weekend, and again unsure of exact events that Charlie will compete in, but every time he goes in there, he knows that the weight is on his shoulders. He carries between him and Double Z a lot of team points. Austin Mudd, 5th-year senior in the middle distance, and Lorenzo Larry in the sprints. Again, you bring in some of the young guns, Morgan McDonald, who ran a great 5,000 meters out in Stanford last week. Riley Booty, who's just thrown out of his mind in the shot, 62 feet plus this past Friday. Jumped right up to number 5 in a very competitive Big Ten conference. Jake Wellingfan in the pole vault. So we believe in both sides again, both teams, men's and women. We have a great balance between the young and the old, and I think you need that experience going into a championship meet like the Big Ten.
What Morgan McDonald's been able to do as a freshman, putting his name on some pretty impressive lists, how good do you think he has the potential to be?
We sent him out to Stanford last week, and Morgan went into that race. He was a little banged up. He got a foot injury, a couple of days out from the meet, maybe 7 days out, and missed 2 or 3 days of training. But he's had a great block of training since the indoor meet. we probably beat him up a little bit at the indoor Big Ten meet, running the 5 and 3 double for a young kid. And I think that certainly paid. Yeah, we saw the results of that at the national meet. So we rested him up, then went into a big block of training, and I think he took great confidence out of that block of training. He's good. He went out there thinking he could get the Olympic A standard, which is 13:25. He fell short of that. He was originally scheduled to go in the A race, which probably would have set him up for that, because 4 or 5 guys did get the Olympic A standard. But he's still young. He's a redshirt freshman, and we got plenty of years ahead of us. And got to take a step back here for a little bit and just take each competition as we go into the Big Ten meet this weekend and beyond in terms of regionals. The guys that got the Olympic A standard, a lot of them are going to be around at the national meet, so we'll get another shot. But right now, it's just about building his confidence, getting stronger week from week. But he's a good one.
Andy?
Mick, your men's program is known for its multi-event people, for its distance people, for its weight people at this point in time. Where did Lorenzo Larry come from that allows you to kind of expand your horizons with the sprints?
Lorenzo's a JUCO transfer. Coach Jackson was on him for quite a while, and we brought him to campus on an official visit, and just a great character. Kid has run into a lot of obstacles he's had to overcome in his life, and some big challenges even since he got here on campus. To be eligible last semester, he had to take 18 credits, and to do that, obviously, in any sport, and be competitive in your sport, that's asking a lot from any individual. Not only did he pass those 18 credits, but achieved a GPA well in excess of 3.0, and there's not many kids in our teams that do that, take 18 credits, and so he did a great job. He's one of those great characters that I love to be around. Appreciates the opportunity, appreciates everything that you give him. After the indoor 60 meters, he was disappointed in his place because he was ranked 2nd or 3rd going into the meet. And he came up to me in tears. He said, "Coach, I let you down." And put my arms around him and said, "Lorenzo, you haven't let me down. The fact that you're here, you're competing, and doing so well, I think is a great achievement considering where the kids come from." We have another good sprinter, football player, Serge Trezzi. I wish we had a little bit more time with Serge, but time's not on our side, but every week he's getting better. I figured one of you would ask a question about Serge, so we'll just throw it out there right now. This past weekend, on Friday, to see him over 200 meters, I'm not sure if 3 weeks ago we could have run 200 meters, but every week he's just getting better. I would just wish we had more time with him. Have to talk to Coach Christ about this and get some more football players out.
Brian?
Mick, what type of character is Zach Zymick?
That's one tough gun. He bleeds red and white. He's focused. There's no shortcuts in his training. He's passionate about winning. He's passionate about making the U.S. Olympic team. He loves everything about being a Badger. And he's just one tough son of a gun.
How much better can Kelsey get? I feel like her confidence has to be pretty sky high right now.
It's amazing. That throw on Friday night is, she just week in and week out. I was watching her at the discus for a little bit, and as you all know, it's there's so many events going on at the one time. As a director of the program, trying to get around each event, it's quite difficult. But I was watching her in the first prelim throws, her first throws at the discus, and just to see her so relaxed, and nothing fazed her. I walked away thinking, okay, she's having a rough day, and next minute I turn around, she's thrown over 200 feet again. It was the same in the shot put. She doesn't. it's just that confidence exudes confidence right now. And good athletes know how to shake off the round one, round two, not doing too well, but they have confidence in their training. They know how to that it'll all come together eventually. They somehow find a way to make it work and bring it all together. And she was able to do that on Friday night, and she just continues to do that from one week after the next. I think I said going in right after the Big Ten meet indoors, going into the national meet, being around her at the Big Ten meet indoors, just seeing how relaxed she is. So I guess it's 5 years of just having confidence in your training, believing in your technique, and it's just all come together.
AJ.
At the Big Ten indoor meet, Georgia Ellenwood lost the pentathlon title by 1 point. What are you expecting out of her in the heptathlon this weekend? Well,
she's won under her belt so far this year at Georgia, the Georgia Spectown meet, and did very well. And that was coming off the World Indoor meet. And to be able to get out there and compete that soon after the World Indoor meet was testimony to her strength and her training has all been geared towards this upcoming weekend, the Big Tens, and certainly the national meet. So we're expecting big things from Georgia. She had a great high jump, almost hit the school record, cleared 5:10 on Friday night. So she's in great shape. Done well in the hurdle so far, and her long jump is always stellar. So I think we're going to see a great meet from Georgia.
With Sarah back, Haley throwing the way she is, among others, the women's club looks like it's got a pretty good shot here, doesn't it, Mick?
Maybe a bit premature to say a shot, but we're certainly in there. We have to spend some more time the next 48 hours just scouting the other teams. We don't do an awful lot of that during the season. It's, we wait till the final rankings are out. They're out now. We meet as a group. We'll go through them and see where we line up. Again, I keep saying that we've got a great balance across the board. Some of our young distance runners are really starting to shine. Shaylin Sorensen is really coming into her own. Michelle Lee. So Gabby, as the leader of that group of distance runners, certainly has great backup group. And again, certainly the multis, as Andy said, we always expect big points from them. So, I think it's exciting spot to be in. We're very young still. We have a great recruiting class. We think we've one of the best recruiting classes on the women's side across the board. So, I think the future looks really, really bright.